Don't you think this song is about you? Don't you? Don't you? Hey, what's up, everybody? It is I, your coach, Melanie Black, and today we are going to be talking about one of my most favorite subjects, vanity. 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 So tonight we're going to be talking about vanity and why it is one of the most underrated things that you should use in your fitness toolbox, not only for better outcomes for your goals, but also more body acceptance. All right. So there are a lot of reasons why people will get into fitness, right? A lot of good reasons, a lot of valid reasons, like better health, reducing risk of all-cause mortality, reducing the diabetes, increasing your chances of surviving things in life, health reasons that are objectively really, really important. And they are. Those are all good reasons. But when somebody comes to me for a fitness consultation, it is not uncommon that somebody will say, I'll say, okay, well, what are your goals? What do you want for all of this? What do you want for yourself, right? And they will easily tell me, oh, well, I want to lower my blood pressure. I want to, do this, that, the other thing. I want to have better cardio, better strength. And then they get real shy all of a sudden. And then it turns into, like, you can kind of see people shrinking into themselves. And I've done this too. So I know this feeling. I see the shyness in me sees the shyness in you kind of a thing, right? So I see people sort of shrink into themselves, and they say things like, and it would also be nice if I could, tone up a little bit or lose that last 10 pounds. And I even one time had somebody say to me, it would be really nice if I could tone up my arms and lose 10 pounds, but at this point, it's pretty much like putting lipstick on a pig or polishing a turd. Yeah. First of all, pigs are adorable. Second of all, unlike a turd, the polish on you will stick, okay? So this comes back to validating yourself for who you are right now today. It's not just about saying, oh, I'm not good enough. I need to make myself prettier. I need to make myself fitter so that I can be accepted. And I think that this is why people have these conflicting emotions around vanity, right? We have this concept of, well, if I'm not accepting of myself as I am right now before any changes, then I'm not accepting of myself, which is bad because that's not self-acceptance. So I can't do that. But also, I shouldn't want to be 10% prettier because even my 10% more isn't going to be as good as, like, I don't know, Naomi Campbell. That's a dated reference. Who's a supermodel nowadays? I'm a 90s kid. I don't know what's going on. Some cover of Vogue airbrushed person that is like a cultural icon of beauty or whatever, right? So I think there's a couple of things at play here when people kind of shrink into themselves when they try to express their vanity goals. But here's what I want for you as a coach, right? I want you to really be okay with wanting more for yourself. After all, we do this on a regular basis, right? Like before this thing, I was fighting with my hair, trying to get this last little bit to just be right in place. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, we are smooth right now, baby. Now, did that one hair out of place make me look that much different? No, but my vanity is valid. If I wanted it right there and I was willing to put the extra effort into myself to comb it down and make it right so that I could feel pride in my appearance, there is nothing wrong with that. And it's the same thing with fitness. So if you're sitting there in a position where you're like, yeah, I don't really have any health issues maybe, or maybe I do, but the real reason I want to get into fitness, because it's simultaneously the most common reason and the most rejected reason that people begin their fitness journey, is they want to look better. They just want to look better. And it doesn't have to be a rejection of self. It should be embracing the self to say, you know what? I am worth the polish. My vanity is valid. I could maybe get 10% more toned than what I am right now, and I'm never going to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but that's okay because I accept myself for who I am, and wanting more for myself as it is, regardless of what the ideal of beauty might be in my mind's eye, that's okay, right? It's okay to inch yourself forward a little bit and put in the extra work and put in the extra effort for yourself. Furthermore, being honest about these goals will help your program so much and keep you motivated, right? It's been many a time where I will get somebody, 6, 12, 18 weeks into their program, and then they kind of come to me and say, you know what, I would like bigger muscles. I would like more toning. I would like more, something. And had they been confident enough to be honest with me about that at the beginning, we could have already been there 18 weeks in. But oftentimes what people will say, well, I don't really care about, I don't want to get bigger or anything. I just want to, I just want to be healthy. And that's kind of the fallback, right? Because it's safe. It feels safe to say, I just want to be healthy. But we will often have an idea of what healthy looks like in our mind. And I know that's not everybody. And I will be honest, the very first time I got into fitness, vanity of any sort was actually the last thing on my mind. I had chronic pain. I was hoping that the fitness would help me with my chronic pain, and that was literally all that was on my mind. In fact, my first personal trainer, I think I frustrated him because he kept asking me, like, oh, so what, you want to lose 20 pounds? You want to tone up a little bit? I'm like, I just want to feel better. And that's literally all. Like, I didn't care what the hell I looked like. I could have looked like some Cronenberg, like, gelatinous mess by the time he was done with me. If he got rid of my back pain, I'm like, I don't give a fuck, right? But then after I achieved that goal, then vanity became very important to me, right? As soon as I was not in pain anymore, then I was like, ooh, what can I do with this body? Can I make it lumpy and muscly? Can I make it thinner? Can I make it thicker? What can I do with it, right? And I think that should be part of the fun and part of the excitement. Another really common frustration that I get from people, and yes, I realize that, like, okay, there's a thin line to walk here when it comes to body acceptance and vanity, right? We definitely have to take a moment to sort of acknowledge in ourselves what is the right balance for us, and in my opinion, it's a very personal decision, right? And I think that looking at it similar, we'll get down to a similar level as plastic surgery in some ways, because if a person opts to do some kind of plastic surgery, any kind of plastic surgery, there are risks involved, right? It's not healthy to get plastic surgery. So does that skirt on the edge of, like, punishing yourself or trying to turn yourself into something that you're not? I don't know. And I've done bodybuilding before. There's a lot of eating disorders in that sport. There's a lot of problems in that sport where people do have this really hyper ideal of perfection. You can get down to that level where you're like, oh, and I just want to be like 10% leaner, but that 10% puts you in a danger zone health-wise, right? So I acknowledge that there is that aspect of it, right? That there is the constant pursuit of perfection, and that can be inherently dangerous. But that's not what I'm really talking about here. What I'm talking about here is the acceptance of the fact that you are worth the effort to try to look your best, right? You are worth, putting on clean clothes in the morning, taking a shower more than once a month. Yeah, quarantine people, I'm looking at you, but that's okay. I've been there. I feel you. When we're down on ourselves, we lose motivation. This is a common thing when people get, depressed for whatever reason, whether it's like, clinical or seasonal or whatever, people will stop taking care of themselves. And the type of validation of one's vanity that I'm talking about kind of stems from this. Maybe a person isn't, doesn't fit the beauty standard or the beauty norms. Maybe they're just different looking than any, movie star or model out there, right? They don't have a good role model next to which to place themselves where they can say, oh, well, I want to look like, George Clooney or Pamela Anderson, or, I'm almost there if I just get a little bit buffer and a little bit tanner or what, whatever it is. Sometimes you're just going to look like you. Like the unique, amazing individual that you are. And that's okay. And it's okay for you to want a little bit more for you. Furthermore, your idea of beauty might be very different than the general beauty standard, right? I personally like how I look when I'm muscly. I've never wanted to be like a wafy, thin kind of person, nor does my body type particularly lend itself to that. I've gone through insecurities about being very flat chested, always have been, always will be kind of thing. It doesn't bother me anymore, but I remember how much it used to bother me, right? So coming to a place of self-acceptance, I think that fitness is wonderful for doing this for a number of reasons, because a lot of the insecurities that I had around things in my body, that fitness was not going to change. Like the flat chested thing, fitness is not going to change that. In fact, in some ways it makes it worse because I lose weight from the top down. So my breasts become like deflated as I lose weight. But I don't care anymore because I have my confidence boosted by being stronger, right? So the scales kind of balance out, and you may go into your fitness journey with an idea in your mind of like, this is my idea of beauty standard. If I could get 10% closer to that, I would feel really good about myself, and that's awesome. But you may find that you only get 5% closer to that, but in the meantime, other cool shit happens. You start to get stronger, more confident in other ways that you didn't expect. For example, for me, one of the things that I thought was so cool when I first started lifting weights and getting into it is my forearms. I noticed muscles in my forearms. I didn't even know I could get muscles in my forearms. I would spend like minutes like flexing and watching the muscles in my forearms ripple. I'm like, oh, that's so pretty. I love this, right? And it's something that it would have never occurred to me could even be an aesthetic for me. Like, didn't know it was a thing, but along the journey I was able to appreciate these things about myself. And I see other people going through the same things where maybe they get into it thinking, oh, all I want to do is get rid of my belly. And you know what? Maybe the belly will never entirely go away. Maybe you had twins and you have some severe stretch marks going on, and unless you're willing to go under the knife, the belly is just going to always be a little bit of a thing. You may find that once you are stronger overall, more toned overall, more confident overall, and at a healthy body weight, you don't really care about the belly anymore. That might have been the only reason that you got into fitness, was to get rid of that cursed belly. But then you found out along the way that, oh my gosh, well, other things are, it's all coming together for me, right? So absolutely, put that lipstick on the pig. Like, that's adorable. Why not? Like, I would love to see that. So, don't worry about what other people think. If it's important to you, it's important. That's it. Vanity, validating your vanity isn't about rejecting your current beauty. It's about saying, it's okay for me to want to look good. Like, I'm worthy of that, right? I'm worthy of the extra effort. I'm worthy of the extra. So I hope that makes sense. I'm curious to find out what your experience is with vanity. Are you comfortable, like, acknowledging your own vanity? Does it make you uncomfortable? What has been your experience during your fitness journey? I have been really honored to be a part of a supportive role in many people's fitness journeys, and some of them are massive and the person looks like entirely different before and after, and some of them are just little incremental steps, and it's all beautiful, right? So enjoy the journey. Your vanity is valid, okay? You're allowed to want to look better. It's okay. You have my permission as a professional, as a fitness professional, a certified personal trainer, sports nutritionist with over 10 years of experience and helping thousands of people go through a weight loss journey or muscle gain journey. You are allowed, okay? If you're a little skinny person and you want to get that little extra 10% of muscle, but you're never going to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, you're allowed. You're allowed to want that for yourself. Embrace it, enjoy the journey, and appreciate the little things about your body along the way as you make these changes, because it's fun and it's exciting. And if this is a journey that you've gone through, comment below. Let me know what your experience with it is. If it's a journey you would like to go through, go ahead and join the Nerd Gym, www.thenerdgym.com. Registration is about to close for our December 20-pound fat loss journey, but if you want to get in for January, and shed that 20 pounds of kummerspick from this wretched year of 2020. You can go ahead and join me for that. Also, you can join at any membership level at the Nerd Gym and get access to live classes, nutrition plans, all that good stuff. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and pop them in the comments. Let me know. Let me know what other kind of videos you are interested in seeing, and I will look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye, y'all.